All right, guys. So you know what? I thought that the buzz of the day online is about the Four Nations face-off. So I'm going to change gears a little bit. I want to talk about the Four Nations, and I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't think that I would be very interested in this at all. I mean, again, I didn't know why I thought that. It is a little bit silly because, I mean, it's the Four Nations face-off. It is best on best. I don't know about you guys. Now, I want you to drop your opinions on this. I felt that it was going to be almost like an all-star game. Do you understand what I mean? Where it was going to be like guys didn't really want to try and guys were just, wheeling around. Like, I'm sorry, if you guys watch the all-star games, they are brutal. Like, they have to do something about that. I don't want to go too off track, but all-star games suck. It's like the best players that just never want to get injured, which I understand. Anyways, again, when I watched Canada versus Sweden, man, that was a great game. What a game. Did you guys watch that? Like, it was speed, it was tenacity, proper edge work. Again, everything was just like top tier from the ground up. Canada came out and dominated the first. They were playing quick, fast to pucks. Sweden got back in it, and there were a couple of issues with Canada that Canada has that did rear its ugly head. So now we are heading into, in my opinion, so far, the most important game of this tournament against I would say, the number one ranked team, at least on paper. For a lot of people and professionals are saying that the U.S. is the number one ranked team. Now, that's a little bit debatable. We're going to go over that. I want to start with the forwards. We'll start with the forwards. I actually believe that the Canadians have an edge here. The reason the Canadians have an edge here is because of their top end talent. Now, I understand they have Matthews on the other side and the Kachuks and those guys. I'm not saying they don't have top tier forward talent. I think the Americans can score with the best of them. But I always look at the top tier type talent. So what is the top tier talent on Canada? We're talking about McDavid, right? McDavid is the best player in the National Hockey League, period. We're talking about McKinnon, like, when McKinnon was first drafted, I didn't think that he was going to be this good. Like, I didn't think he was going to be this good, but he is an animal. This guy's like 100 points is nothing to this guy. That's how he is. That's how good he is. We have Captain Canada. We have a lot of players like a Seth Jarvis. Now, I know you might overlook a Seth Jarvis, but these are the type of players like a Konecki or a Jarvis that can provide you offense, but are also very good defensively. Like, they're so good defensively. That's Canadian hockey. That is Canadian hockey right here, where you have players that can score goals and they're going to block a shot and they're going to play defense and they're going to play the right way. This is how important it is to play the right way, and that is what I call the it factor. Does Canada still have the it factor? When we talk about the blue line, I do think that you could argue it's a little bit of a tie. Obviously, Hughes is out for the Americans. We have Cale Makar, who is, in my opinion, the best defenseman in the world. I really love Cale Makar. Now, I love Quinn Hughes as well. I mean, I've watched him quite a bit with the Canucks. But again, I don't think there's that much of a difference here. I think that, obviously, their forward and defense group is going to be a lot closer than you think. Now, the X factor of this tournament with these two teams playing each other is going to be very simply the goaltending, okay? Now, this is a hot button topic in Canada right now, that we just do not have the upper echelon type goalies. Now, that's a little bit debatable. I am a huge Connor Hellebuck fan. Like, I think he is so good. Like, he is right now probably the best goalie in the league. Like, if you look at his stats and how consistent he is. Now, I know you can point to championships and whatnot for other goalies. I get that. But I'm just talking about pure, like, talent-wise. Connor Hellebuck is so good, right? His consistency is unbelievable. For me, this is going to be the X factor. Now, I want to talk about Canada playing Sweden a little bit. They played Sweden, and I felt that there were a couple of shots that Binnington gave up that I was like, yeesh. And he visually doesn't look that good in net. Like, he looks kind of scrambly a little bit. I don't know how you guys felt about that. Again, that Kempe shot, it is true that Doughty went a little bit, like, he didn't tighten up to Kempe that much. Like, you got to tighten up to your forward a little bit, and you don't want to drop back that far. So you can put a little bit of blame on Doughty with that. But I just think you have to stop that shot. That one shot by the defense, I think it was Brodin got that goal for the Swedes. The first one, I want to say, that I was like, yeesh. You know what I mean? Like, that one has got to be stopped. It's not even a screenshot. It went right over his shoulder. You know what I mean? Like, that is one thing to me that I'm sorry. Like, you just got to stop that goal. Now, on the other hand, this is the enigma of Jordan Binnington, though, where he'll give up a couple of goals that you're like, oh boy, you got to stop those ones. And then on the other hand, he'll make a huge stop in overtime, like that one stick stop in overtime where he went over and slid over and made that stick stop. It was like, woof, that was a game saver, and the Canadians would have been down going into this tournament. They would have already had one loss. Anyways, ultimately, I don't know what to think about this. Obviously, I don't want to get too political on this channel, you know, all the silly. I want to make this just a hockey channel. Obviously, the booing stuff is, you know, you guys can have your opinions on that. I'm not going to get into that stuff too much. I will say, though, that Mitch Marner, man, that goal was sick. Hopefully that helps his confidence. I was also arguing that it's very good for his confidence to be able to get in a big game like this. Can he make a big play in a big game? And that was a big play in a big game. Really, really happy for Mitch Marner. I thought Nylander looked pretty good too. Anyways, I just want to do a quick preview of tomorrow's game. It's going to be great. Please tune in, guys. I'm telling you, this is going to be some of the best hockey that you're going to be watching. You're going to be engaged 100%. Anyways, if you guys could like, comment, and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate that. And make sure to have a great day, guys. Goodbye.